Hi everybody. So today I'm going to talk about water, and this is a lesson for me too, because I don't think I've ever been drinking enough water, and it really takes focus, at least for me, to make sure I'm supposed to be drinking half my body weight in water. So that's about 60 some ounces, and by the time you're actually thirsty, you're in a real, like, almost critical place. That is the last sign. And that's what people don't realize. They think, oh, I'm thirsty now. A lot of times hunger is really meaning you're thirsty. So, and things like a plant-based diet hydrates you. So that is another benefit of plant-based diet, because like an excessive protein, like meat, it dehydrates you. Caffeine dehydrates you. Alcohol dehydrates you. Processed foods, all the processed foods, the fast foods, they dehydrate you. So they take water out of your system. So, we are 70% water. When you first think of that, you think, yeah, okay, I'm 70% water, it's important. But if you put it into another context, it's like 70% means 3/4 of your body. That's a huge amount. So you put that as an organ in your body, and like your heart is, and like your liver is, and like your lungs are. You put that as an organ. And wouldn't you be going, what can I do for that organ? Because that's most of my body. That's bigger than any of my other organs. That's, your nervous system is 98% water. Your brain is 85% water. And we just, I think, generally take water for granted. I mean, more people are carrying around the water bottles, but they're also doing it in those, the flexible plastic, which are the most toxic. So like I have my glass water bottle, and it has this great covering that protects it. So, every function in your body requires water. Like, water is what moves everything around. It's the base that everything moves around your body. It's how toxins get out of your body, get to your liver, and then are flushed out of your body. So when you're always working on depletion, I mean, your cells to fire up the engine, the mitochondria in your cells, to fire that up, it takes water and electrolytes and mineral salts. It's sort of like to get that started, that ignition going in your cells. So when people are always in a state of depletion, I'll give you something that came from the CDC, just to give you an idea. CDC statistics are that 7% of adults have 0 water intake a day. 36% drink maybe 1 to 3 cups. 35% drink 4 to 7 cups. 22% only drink the 8 recommended glasses a day. So that means that 4/5 of the population don't get sufficient water. And think of it, that's the most important, quote, organ in your body. And when you're over 55, you need even more water. It has to do with everything. It's like, think of a battery, a car battery. It needs water to function, or it's dead. So remember that, so that, oh, I'm thirsty, is the last symptom. And the symptoms that, the first symptoms are things like feeling depressed, angry, confused, tired, headache, cranky, hungry. If you're hungry, the first thing you should do is drink some water, and then wait a little bit and see how hungry you really are. Because usually it's only other way the body can tell us, please drink something. And like most tap waters aren't that great because there's so many pesticides, people flushing their medications down the toilet. I mean, there's so many medications and chemicals and pesticides in our water and in our groundwater. So filtered water is a good way to go. And I just, what amazes me is to think that your immune system, another really, really important thing, we need to be hydrated. The first thing to do when you wake up in the morning, most people go for the caffeine, which is going to dehydrate you, is to have something like this. This is 20 ounces. So if I have that by my bed when I wake up in the morning, and unfortunately I know a lot of people wake up and go right to their phones and they're checking on that. The best thing would, if you're going to do that anyway, at least be drinking some water. Try and get those 20 ounces into you. First meal of the day, water. Okay? I want to make sure I'm telling you So water operates our immune system. The white blood cells, which are created in our bone marrow, have to reach our tissues to fight off disease. So what happens is the lymphatic fluid carries the toxic substance and carcinogens to the lymph nodes where they are destroyed. So that's another really, really important thing about water. So it's like we have this ocean within us, and water carries nutrients to our cells. I mean, it does everything. And I think we just take it for granted. We're really lucky to have, I mean, a lot of places in the world don't have water. They don't have drinkable water. And we are still in a position to have great water. And it is so important for our body. So I'm focused now on every day of getting water into my system. And I will set it up ahead of time, how much I need to drink, a minimum of how much I need to drink, so that by the end of the day, I've got it in me. You know, people will carry around a water bottle, but they won't finish it, or they'll have a glass of water, but they won't finish it, because it's this distraction and this busyness. I've seen myself, me, for sure, like I'll be out on having to be on the road or something all day, and I'll have my water in the morning, and then I go through not drinking because I'm out and about and supposedly busy, not drinking during the day. And what'll happen the next day is I'll have a headache. When I get the amount of water in that my body needs, there is no headache the next day. My body's pleading with me, you know, focus on getting the water. And yeah, you know, you might have to make more stops. Well, plan that in too, because it's a really, really important, I mean, it's one of those baselines. We have to hydrate ourselves. Your health, it's one of the things that's so inexpensive, but your health will definitely increase and get better just by starting to hydrate yourself, and see how you feel after you do that for a week or two and you really stick to hydrating yourself. A great drink that you can do is in 12 ounces, you squeeze a whole lime and you add 1/8 of a teaspoon of good sea salt, and drink that at least once a day, even twice a day, as part of how you drink your water. I mean, I will add my ion biome to my water. I will add oregano to my water. So it's very, very important. And so another thing I want to tell you about is this Japanese researcher called Emoto, and I'll give a link to him. Did all this research around water and how, like, water from a polluted lake or water from a pristine lake, and he froze the water into these ice crystals. You know, they look like snowflakes. And the difference of the crystals that he did was amazing. between the polluted and the pure. He also would have water, like sitting in a glass playing like heavy rock or playing like beautiful classical music, and froze those waters. And then you see the ice crystals that are formed. So it's very drastically different. So I'll send a link so that you can see that, like negative and positive, and how it affects. So our bodies too, we're like this big organ of water, 70%. So think about when you're in a negative place, how that's affecting the water structure of your body, or when you're in a positive place. And I want to show you a couple of them. So this one is prayer. That's how beautiful it is. Okay, it's just beautiful. And this one is, let me put my glasses on, make sure I see these right. This is wisdom. How nice is that? So, and I want to make sure anyway, make sure I get these right. Prayer, hope, and happiness. How nice is that? Which is beautiful. So, meditation. Meditation, that's what it's going to do to your body. Isn't that beautiful? And hope and happiness, going out for a nice walk, happiness. So we'll put a link, but that's how we want that organ to be. We want it to be shiningly beautiful. Really, really important to drink your water, have filtered water, and make sure you get half your body weight in water a day, in ounces. I mean in ounces. So, so I don't know, I think I'm 120 some, I have no idea. But that would be 64 ounces or something like that. And I do feel a lot better when I'm on it, I make sure. And this is a real easy, well, once you get into the practice, it becomes easy. And remember to nurture yourself this way. But it's an inexpensive change to make. And it's a good one to do, like just to decide, okay, I'm committed to nurturing 70% of my body. And let me just check, we can finish on that, but I just want to make sure I've given you. So another thing is, even a modest amount of dehydration lowers the level of germ-fighting proteins in our saliva. So think about that. That's your immune system. That's part of the beginning, okay? I want to make sure that you have, and I told you about processed foods. Studies have been done how plant-based foods hydrates you. So stress, that's the one thing of it. Stress causes dehydration. And everybody is under a phenomenal amount of stress. I mean, I don't even listen to the news anymore because it's just too stressful. And there is a lot of happy things going on up there. I would listen to it if it was on the news. So I listen to positive podcasts and positive YouTubes and TED Talks and things that are positive, and people that are working to nurture the earth, and clean up the environment. So stress is huge. So, and everybody's under a lot of stress. So really look at hydrating yourself and really try and visualize it as this, this organ that's more important than any other organ in your body. And normally, if we looked at it that way, it's like there are books on preventing heart disease and diabetes and everything else. It really starts with water. So I hope this has been helpful. Thank you so much for supporting me, supporting my channel. I appreciate the likes and the comments and the questions. And if you have any, please put them down there and I will answer them. Thank you so much.